This week, we continue with the reading of the Word of God in the book of Deuteronomy, chapters 20 through 24. Remember, the book records the second giving of the law of Moses as he prepared the nation to enter the promised inheritance. He applied it to their new life in the land and stressed the importance of loving God and obeying Him from the heart. Each day holds a chapter for you to read, followed by the Salt Shaker devotion, this week written by Mindy and Jeannie. Just like the Israelites, we sometimes face overwhelming opposition, whether at school, at home, or at our workplace. God bolstered the Israelites' confidence by reminding them that He was always with them and that He had already saved them from the potential danger. We too can feel secure when we consider that God is able to overcome even the most difficult oppositions. We can lean on Him before the battle for directions, during the battle for strength, and after the battle for continued reassurance. In chapter 21, you will read about laws for human relationships. Man is made in the image of God, and human life is precious in His sight. People are to be treated with dignity and respect, and the laws in this chapter illustrate this truth. Do not think of God's laws as arbitrary restrictions when you read about the various ones in chapter 22. Look for the reason behind the law. They are not made just to teach or restrict, but also to protect. Our God is not the author of confusion, but of righteousness and order. The phrase, quote, enter the assembly, unquote, is used 6 times in the 23rd chapter of Deuteronomy. It refers to participation in the religious activities rather than citizenship in the nation. God has the right to decide who shall approach Him in worship. But of course, in Jesus Christ, these distinctions have been removed, and the gospel call is to whoever. In chapter 24, God gave laws knowing the sinfulness of the human heart. He desired these laws to promote happiness with husbands and wives. He also prevented oppression with certain laws for masters and their servants. And finally, there were laws so that the poor and those in need could be cared for. As we close out the week, may we remember from this reading that these miscellaneous regulations remind us that God is interested in our lives. He wants us to be holy so that we may fellowship with Him. We remain in Deuteronomy next week, one chapter, one day at a time, remembering that biblical shakers will make reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.